Hello everybody, and welcome to this very brief tutorial on how to do some simple edits like I've done to your Europa Universalis 3 game, just to change the color of any country you want, change the name of any country you want, and change the flag of any country you want. First and foremost, it helps if you know your country name. Not your country name, your country code. Like for Romania, it's RMN. For Russia, it's RUS. For Ragusa, it's RAG. I mean, they're not very hard. You can find them pretty easily just by browsing all the folders and everything. Anyway, so find your Europa Universalis 3 folder. Hopefully you know where it is. For me, it's in Program Files, Europa Universalis 3. Not too complex. So first thing let's look at is color codes, because this is what you need to know to edit your country's color. So you go into EU3 folder, and then you go into Common, and then you go into Countries, and in here are all the different countries. And you can see for Romania, I've made a copy of the original so that we always have the original handy, which we have not edited at all. There's nothing changed here, nothing. And it has the original color code here, color equals whatever, which is kind of a gray, which I thought was boring, which is why I changed it. And this is what I changed it to, 700120. It's sort of like a purple. Now these numbers are RGB values, so they start at 0 and they go up to 255. 255 is as bright as you can make it, and 0 is as dark as you can make it. So in this case we have red at 70, which is sort of dark, green at 0, which is nothing, and blue at pretty much half value. So blue is the brightest thing you see, and then a little bit of red, which is why our country comes up purple. When you select your country, make sure your RGB color code that you're going to use is decently dim, because EU3 will actually brighten it up quite a bit. EU3, for some reason, it just makes it a lot brighter. Imagine adding 30 to whatever value you put in here. So this is really like 100, 30, 150. It just brightens up whatever color you put in. So take that into account. Whatever color, if you go to like Google and you search for RGB color codes, and it'll show you like 100 or 500 different RGB color examples, and then it'll show you a little color next to the code so you can see what it's going to look like. Whatever you see on the website as far as like an example, imagine it much brighter than that, because in the game it's going to show up brighter than that. So search for one that's darker than what you actually want, and then when you put it into the game it'll look brighter. It's just the way it works. Anyway, so that's how you do the color codes. It works for all the different countries. You just find the country you want. You know, Riga, you could change Riga right now if you want. Just change their color code. Alright, so that's it for colors. Next up, let's cover flags. Flags is pretty easy. So for flags, you normally go to graphics and then flags. And then you have all the different targets. They're just really small graphics files, and you just edit them however you want. I have Photoshop installed, so I can edit with that, but I mean there's free ones out there like the GIMP, or you can just have a friend do it or whatever. Romania, here's the default one. There's the default Romanian flag, which, you know, whatever, there it is. This is the one that comes stock with Europa Universalis 3. Now if we go into the mod folder and then the death and taxes mod, it has its own graphics folder and its own flags folder. So death and taxes has its own set of flags to use, which is nice because it makes the game a little more different than the stock game. And you can see here is their Romanian flag. Let's open. This is the default death and taxes Romanian flag. We can zoom in. That's what they use, and I thought that was kind of a cool idea, so I just sort of copied that idea and made it my own idea right here, which is the flag we use in the game, which incorporates Moldavia, Transylvania, Byzantium, and Bulgaria underneath a Wallachian eagle. And you can, you know, do whatever. I only spent like half an hour making it. I'm sure you can make much better flags than I can. I'm very poor with graphics. But anyway, that's where you edit them for death and taxes, and then if you want to edit them for just regular old Europa Universalis 3, you have to do it in the graphics folder, flags folder, directly through Europa Universalis 3. Okay, so that takes care of flags. But you have to know your country code. Like our country code is RMN, because that's how the flags are organized. It's by country code. Anyway. Last but not least is actually editing the country name. Now this gets more tricky because unlike the color code and the flag, not all the countries will be found in the same place when it comes to changing their name. For some reason, the name of the country is stored in a CSV file, a comma-separated variable file, and each one of those CSVs just has a buttload of different types of information in it. So let's look at where they are. If you start in your EU3 folder, go to Localization. And in here are all the CSV files. Now you're going to find ones like this one, text.csv, which just has a huge amount of crap in it. It's taking forever to load because it's 2 megs in size. You know, it has all the different month names in here, so you can change all the month names to whatever you want, send spies to whatever. You can change all the text and all that kind of shit. You can change whatever you want in here. But the only things that I wanted to change, and the only things I did change, were actual country names. And again, you need to know your country codes if you want to change their country names. So let's see, which one is in this here? Bohemia. So let's look up Bohemia in here. B-O-H. Bohemia. Nope. Come on. Bohemia. Nope. More. Come on. There's Bohemia, right here. Nope, that's province. This is a province name, so you can actually change the name of provinces here. That's not what I'm looking for. Here's the country. See how it starts with a country code BOH, and then Bohemia. So this is what you would actually edit, this text right here, if you wanted to show different on the map. However, there is a slight caveat here. If you're using a mod, like I'm using Death and Taxes mod, then this is not the right file to edit the name of Bohemia in that mod. You have to close this file, and you have to go back to EU3 folder, then you have to go into your mod folder, and then Death and Taxes, and then it has its own localization folder. So in here, you have to go find text, and in here is where I actually changed the name of Bohemia. So if we go BOH, oh not colon, BOH semicolon, there's Bohemia country code, and here's the name that I actually changed to Brohemia. I added an R right there. Now, you might think, okay, so where's Romania? Well, if we go find, we do RMN semicolon. I didn't find it there. Oh, it's not in here. It is not in the text.csv file, so it is somewhere else. And guess what? It's not in anywhere in this folder. So where does Death and Taxes get its name for Romania? It actually gets it from the EU3 localization folder. But it doesn't get it from the text file, it gets it from this file, v41.csv. Yes, that's right. It doesn't make any sense at all why it's drawing information from multiple different files just for something simple like a country name, but that's what it does. So in here, we have to find RMN semicolon. There we go. So here's where it actually has Romania's name. And you can see it already has Brohemia. And good God, is that ridiculously complicated that it has to pull names from different files like that. So that's why I can't tell you where the country that you want to... Lots of people are asking me, how can I change the name of Spain? How can I change the name of Japan or whatever? I don't know, because you have to go through each of these files, change one, in other words, like I changed this one, change one where you actually see it says your country code with the semicolon and then the name, change one of those names, start up the game. If it has the right name that you want, then you found the right file. If it doesn't, then go back, edit that file again, get rid of the changes you made, and then you have to search through all the different localization CSV files. You have to search through all this shit to find the right one with another copy of this text right here where it says the country code and then the name. You need to find this. It's going to appear in multiple different files. It's just a headache trying to find the right one. But in any case, you can see right here Romanian adjective, so we can now change this to say Romanian. And if I save that, then it should now say like Bromanian Africa or Bromanian South America. Hopefully. Well, I guess I can start it up and give it a shot, right? EU3. Come on then. Anyway, yeah. So that's it. That's all there really is to show. Come on. I'll pause here because EU3 takes forever to load up. Alright, so we finally got this shit loaded. Let's see if it has the proper adjective now. I think it should be, since it was the same file where you edit Romania's name. It's probably the right place. Come on then. Load. Load my save. Come on. You can do it, game. There we go. Romania. Let's see if it actually has Bromanian. Yeah, it does, see? Bromanian Inca. Romanian South America. So that's all we had to change, was that one letter, B. Anyway, that'll do. So let's go back, if it'll let us, please. Oh man. Oh. Alright, there we go. So now it's done. I'm gonna exit out of here. And you can see there are tons of CSV files to go through, and each one of these, like if I open 5.1, they'll have a bunch of different comma-separated variables, and you kind of have to go through all these different CSV files to find the ones with your country code. A lot of it's just text that you can ignore, but the search you want to use in these files is the country code, like RMN, and then you put a semicolon, like that, which is the dot over the comma. And then once you have that, the country code plus the semicolon, then you can hit find. And if you don't find it in that file, you just skip that file. But you know, you can copy that, move on to the next file, and then you do the same thing, and there it is. So we find it in this file. Some of them, like Romania, are easy because it was only in one file, but other ones you'll find in multiple different files. So those, sorry, can't really help you there. But in any case, thanks for watching this little tutorial. I hope it helps you guys, and I hope I get a few less questions about it. Not because I don't want to answer the questions about it, but because I can't properly answer them all. Most of the questions come in about countries that I've never explored, so I don't know which file to tell you, and I'm not going to waste my time looking up which file to show you. So instead of doing that for each individual question, because there's been a lot of them, instead of doing that for each individual question, I'm just going to do this little video, and I hope it's good enough to help you all. Alright, thank you guys, see you next time.